Back in the good old days when PS2 was king of consoles, I had a few games I'd complete and I'd start new play just to play fresh again. Games like Metal Gear Solid, Red Faction, GTA, The Punisher, and a little hidden gem that was called Marc Eckos Getting Up, Contents Under Pressure. Before I start the video, could everyone please hit the thumbs up button to help with the algorithm, and consider subscribing for future content like this. I've got a goal of trying to hit some 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so every subscription would be really appreciated. This game got many others and myself into the world of graffiti, and I thought I'd pay it a revisit to see how it holds up.
Yo, I've seen some of your work. Not bad if you want to be king of toys. In order to be a legend, it's not all about what you get up, but how. Learn to lay low and be less obvious. I can smell your ass a mile away.
Okay.
The game is based in the world of New Radius Slums, which is a crime-riddled city that's based on a fictional New York, where graffiti artists are a plague to the mayor, and he's assigned a special task force to stop them, which are called the CCK. You follow an aspiring graffiti artist called Train, who runs away from his poor grandmother, and he wants to go from the toy status to a legend in the graffiti world. While out doing his business, he runs into a rival graffiti gang called the Vandals of New Radius.
Toy ass biatch! This is Vandals of New Radius turf.
The top boys of this gang are Spleen, Dip, who is voiced by no other than Mr. Baby Oil himself, P. Diddy.
Dip, the extra slick one.
And there's Gabe, who's a rich kid trying to be gangster type, who probably ran behind the dinner lady at school when you talk back to him. They end up beating Train up and taking all his paint like the toy he is, and he gets crossed out by them. A mysterious guy called Decoy lends you a can of paint and leaves you some wise words, then vanishes.
I got a hunch this game ain't for you. The Vandals rule this place. If I were you, I'd stay away from the abandoned art school. Sorry about your bag money. Here's a can of paint to hold you down.
Train then gets up and starts his revenge on the Vandals by going to their turf and tagging his name. Then the story starts. With being a game from 2006, it still has that junkiness when you move, and it feels like you're turning a cart horse while just doing a little movement. And fuck me, the number of times I purposely faced myself to a ledge or pole I wanted to jump on, and he proceeds to jump right into it and bounce straight off without grabbing it, or even completely miss the fucking thing. It was starting to get on my tits. The game is really fun to play though. You have main missions which involve tagging your name or a mural in a certain spot on the map, and you usually have to sneak around gang members or the CCK. You go to locations like the subway, highway, and even places like a meatpacking plant and the police station. There's 3 different ways to get your art up in the game, and there's spray painting, paint roller, and using wheat paste and glue. You can choose different styles from throw-ups to wild styles or big murals in the pre-game lobby. And the further you get into the game, the more art pieces you unlock. When you tag your piece, you can either do it in small or large, and you have a time limit to do it in. The quicker you do it, the more rep you get, but you need to be careful not to go over the same bit twice, or you'll get drips which will dock you points. You have a bar which is your rep meter, and you fill this up by finding secondary places to tag your name. You also have challenges like bomb a car 10 times before the clock runs out, or find a certain amount of posters to tag over in a time limit. If you get every single bit of rep from the mission, you unlock more tags and different styles of graffiti to take into the next mission, along with different fighting moves and secret unlockables in the menu. There is also other things to find in each mission you play through, like these legend graffiti pieces which you need to find and take a photo on your Nokia 7710. Some of these legends artists' works are Cope 2, Pause, Smith, Jar, Ewok, Obey, Futura, and many more work to find in the levels you play on. Some of these legends are actually in the game, and you get to chat to them for advice on how to become a better graffiti artist.
Oh, Coke 2. Yo, would you mind getting up in my black book?
Look, man, it doesn't matter how fresh your style is if nobody sees it. The more spots you get up, the better, so stay up, train.
The other secrets you can find are Marc Eckos stickers, which give you a big rep boost if you can find them located in the levels, and iPods to unlock music. Yeah, this was back in the day when you used to have to line wire your music and risk giving your computer the biggest aid-like computer virus going. So games like this had an iPod so you can listen to music on. That brought me back to when I first switched the game on and Mobb Deep Shook 1 started playing. Train has different ways to get around his foes to tag his name. He can take them head on or use a sneak attack where he uses his can of spray paint to knock them out. The sneak attack is so unreliable at times, especially when the target is walking and you're behind them trying to knock them out, just to keep missing for them to turn around and spot you. Train has two main attacks which are light and heavy. You can do both of these attacks either kicking or punching, and you can chain them both together by tapping the keybind twice for two light attacks and then hold it down for a third heavy attack. This is the attack that usually breaks their guard if you can't hit them. You press shift to block attacks and you use E for your evade move. If an enemy grabs hold of it, you can time it right and you can reverse the move on him. The further you get into the game, the more attack styles you unlock, and you unlock different styles like jumping kicks or flashy moves, and it's quite funny to see someone in Timberland's move this quick.
Yeah, bite me. Okay, you trying to see me like that? Fuck you, dude!
You can also do a grab move by tapping both mouse buttons in and moving left or right, and if you're successful, you can hit them with punches or use a knee, which is slower but deals more damage. There is a third option too, when you can throw them, which is useful if you're on a high place or in front of a speeding car or train if you want to deal with them quickly.
Out the way.
There is also a move you can do if you double tap left or right in quick succession. You can low blow them and do a disrespectful slap for more rep. You can dodge roll out the way of attacks and use this to pick up weapons off the floor as well, which is usually the quickest way to deal with enemies.
Take that. BS, Jack. Your crew ain't shit.
There's no real drawback from getting caught, and by halfway through the game I got a bit impatient with sneaking, and I would just spam attack the enemy if I got caught quickly to get rid of them. And again, the mechanics are a bit out of date, so usually I'd sneak up, hit them on the back of the head, but completely miss a few times just to get caught.
Come on, man. I'm not that tough, right?
Midway through the game, you unlock the ability to make a flamethrower using your can of paint and a lighter, and it can be a lot of fun, but you leave yourself vulnerable when setting it up. I thought it was funny how this graffiti artist is trying to fight back against the mayor and the system, but he's happy throwing the innocent worker to his death or setting him on fire just so he can tag his name up.
Just stay down, punk.
I honestly thought this game was dated before I went back and played it. Even the menu looks rough, especially with it constantly saving and you have to load up your playthrough just to access which mission you want, which had that early 2000 feel to it, but it felt really fun to play once you got into it. I kept wanting to find every place possible to graffiti my name and try and get max rep each mission by finding all the secrets. Sure, the game can be cheesy at times, but the game gets away with it due to how fun the mechanics are going around tagging your name, and some of the missions felt like a bit of a puzzle trying to find a way up to the location of your main mission.
They trying to get us to destroy each other. Still free, Mr. Mayor. What?
Yeah! BANR, what? Tar City 2. Who's next?
Even for how clunky it felt sometimes, it didn't bother me. I had such fun going about in the world trying to find places to tag my name, and when I unlocked new art pieces, I just wanted to mix it up and get back into the world and get my name up. The spray paint mechanics felt really good for how old the game is, and if you compare this to other spray paint mechanics like in GTA San Andreas, you appreciate how good this one is. For some reason it just feels satisfying when you spray it all in one go and don't get any drips.
Now that's how to get up.
From what I could remember, the story was amazing, but going back to it I realised how lacklustre it was, and the amount of characters that didn't really matter in the story, but overall it still felt okay to go along with.
Looks like we'll have to use the old Indian fire trick. Hey, stop, drop, and roll, Dad! Whoa! God damn it, Dad, I just got that bad.
The soundtrack in this game is amazing, from music from hip-hop classics from Mobb Deep, and you even have music from Kasabian. The end mission plays a track from Nina Simone called The Cinnamon, and still to this day, I listen to it due to this game. The only other issue was the port of this game to Steam's absolute arse. There's a bug that makes your mouse sensitivity sky high and you have to go into in-game files to turn it down. And I had another issue where it inverted my vertical and horizontal settings in certain missions, like the one where you tag in the side of the train. The keybinds are very weird too for certain stuff, like using the wheat paste and glue. You need to hold down your scroll wheel button, then hold left mouse button down while you're applying the glue, then hold your right mouse button down till you stick the poster. It just got to the point where I never used wheat paste and glue and just used the roller and spray paint instead.
Where is that hoodlum?
I'm not going to complain about the AI because it's an old game, but some of the patterns they moved in was unusual, and sometimes I'd be right in front of them and they wouldn't see me, or they'd spot me from a mile away.
Sucks never.
I also had to go into the in-game files and change my sneak attack keybind to R, because no matter what, if I held both my mouse buttons down, Trey would not sneak attack at all. There was another issue too at the start of the fight with White Mike. When he started to bear hug you, it'd hardly let you attack, and you just have to sit there and watch White Mike dry hump you to death. The cameras in certain areas would bug out too, and it wouldn't let me control terrain correctly to jump or grapple. With this being mainly a sneaking game, it would get pretty annoying trying to fight the cameras and not get caught by the enemy while trying to graffiti my piece. The game is a cult classic, and there was talks of a possible sequel back in 2013, but there's no further update on that, and the only thing that has been spoken about was Mark saying in 2022 a film based on the game was in the works, and he hopes to do a sequel some point in the future. This is one of them games that, if it made a remake or a remaster, I wouldn't be angry at it, and I wouldn't mind it, but it is best left as it is. It's still fun to revisit, and it takes around 8 hours to complete, so you don't have to be fully committed to it.
Yo, y'all the wrong way assassins?
WW Assassins to the death of me. That's right. I'm Steak. This is Kuda the Ferocious. We like to, get it high up, that is.
The nostalgia I got from opening this game up, I just remembered me trying to copy the styles of graffiti into my own name, and I spent hours graffitiing as a young lad influenced by this game. Me and my best friend even went out and started tagging our name, which ended up me getting caught by the police and I got a cheeky fine off the buggers. But it just shows the influence this game had over everyone, and I can't remember many games that me and my bros got obsessed over and made us pick up a new hobby, which was art, and it shows you how well done this game was back in then. We would spend hours drawing our names and just listening to 90s hip hop thinking we were in the world of New Radius. It's a shame you don't see many people try and take a chance and try and make a game like this these days. Everyone just strives to make the next big AAA game. When this game came out, we were nearing the golden years of gaming, where people would make games for fun and not profit. I don't know, I think I'm just getting old and cranky, but that's it. I'm glad I revisited this little classic, and it was nice to feel the old memories pop back in. I'd love to know your thoughts on this game. Do you think we'll ever get a remaster? Do you think it still holds up? Have you got any funny graffiti stories influenced by this game? Please let me know in the comments down below and I'll get back in touch with you. And then please, if you can hit the thumbs up button to help with the algorithm, and consider subscribing for future videos like this, it'd be really appreciated. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.